What if I said to you, a Black pregnant activist was given multiple years in prison for simply saying something that the police did not like? You would say, no way, not possible. Yep, got the proof right here. Let's put up a picture full mass. This is Brittany Martin. Miss Brittany Martin, earlier this year, who is a South Carolina mom and activist, was sentenced to 4 years in prison over comments she made to police during a 2020 Black Lives Matter protest. Martin currently served almost 4 months in prison since May. Meanwhile, she's due to give birth in November. So let's give you the background. Advocates and Martin's legal team are currently fighting for her to be released or at least receive a lesser sentence, citing the toll of prison on her pregnancy and the fact that she should not have been in prison in the first place. And I concur with the facts and their conclusion. She's in jail because she talked in America. That's what Sybil Rosada, Martin's trial attorney, told the AP. She's a dark-skinned Black woman who is unapologetically Black and radical. You know who else they called radical? Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. They called him a communist, liberal, radical. Is this starting to sound familiar? There's more. As of July, Ms. Martin has reportedly lost 12 pounds while incarcerated. Remember, she's pregnant. She's been taken to the hospital 8 times due to complications with her pregnancy, twice transported via ambulance. Martin told the AP her body just can't get comfortable with the baby while in prison, where she's also faced regular threats to her physical safety and wellness. You know, when conservatives tell you they give a damn about the unborn, they're lying. This is a woman who's pregnant. They trumped up charges. They used a loophole in the criminal justice system in order to severely sentence her to these years. And now I'm going to give you the background to that. Miscarriage of justice 100%. Martin told the outlet she's been harassed by prison guards and physically attacked by other incarcerated people. Rosada, the attorney, said she saw Martin with scratches on her face and a bloody eye during a recent visit. Martin's also repeatedly been put in solitary confinement and sent to detention over alleged disobedience to prison guards, and once for not cutting her dreadlocks, which Rosada, the attorney, points out stems from a racially biased grooming policy. So let's talk about the case. See, the case raises significant concern about how it was executed. Okay, so her case raises serious concerns about the free speech rights in America. Martin, whose brother-in-law was killed by police officers who shot him 19 times over a carjacking in 2016, was filmed at the protest, which was sparked by the police killings of Breonna Taylor and George Floyd in Sumter, South Carolina, May 2020. The police officers Martin addressed in the video were in full body riot gear, armed, and on the brink of unleashing tear gas on the crowd. Yet they determined that it was Martin who posed the real threat. She did not. She said things that they didn't like, and they decided to arrest her. Now watch how the criminal justice system victimized her again. In contrast, the jury actually acquitted Ms. Martin. Let me say that again. A jury acquitted Ms. Martin of a charge of inciting a riot and only found her guilty of breaching the peace. I'm going somewhere with this. Breaching the peace is only punishable by no more than $500 as a fine and up to 30 days in jail. That's your maximum. The jury also never reached a verdict on whether Martin threatened the officers' lives. Yet because prosecutors said Martin had breached the peace in a, and I quote, high and aggravated manner, and the high and aggravated manner crimes carry up to 10 years in prison. Martin was sentenced to 4 years because of the way the prosecutor charged the case The attorney told the AP that the judge did not permit her to explain to the jury how high and aggravated charges affect sentencing. So what do you have here? You have a jury that says, you know what? She didn't do the rioting thing. She didn't incite a riot. No, we don't agree that she threatened the police. Did she disturb the peace? Yeah, we'll give you that one. Disturb the peace, okay? According to the jury, they assume $500 fine maximum of 30 days in jail. They were not told that because of the high and aggravated statute that applied due to the overzealous prosecutors, that she could in fact get up to 10 years. That part was left out of the jury instruction. Why? Because they knew good and damn well the jury would have never convicted her of a violation of breaching the peace if they knew this woman could go to jail, prison for 10 years of her life. Now, who do you think is pro-life? Do you still believe these individuals give a damn about your right to exercise a constitutionally protected dynamic or unborn life inside of a mother? No, they don't give a damn about that. That's a talking point for them. It's a political ploy. It's a way to grab power, utilize a methodology in order to sustain, retain, and obtain power. All right, A.B., thoughts on this?
Yeah, prisons are supposed to be reserved for the individuals who have violated our laws, right? Who we as citizens have decided, you know what, you're not following the values and rules of America. Not people who actively and proactively advocate for the same rights that the people who came over here and hijacked this country came over here to do for, right? Like, this is terrible in the sense of me knowing how harsh prison conditions are, right? As a pregnant woman, when you are forced to be in a prison where you don't have adequate food, right? When the environment is unsafe, where you can't even sleep properly because you're on this thin mat and a wired bed, for being an advocate for change, for being an advocate for justice. That is not what you deserve to be in prison for. And I do think the pro-life people who are so concerned about a mother aborting mission on a child should be concerned about this, because stress in this capacity is one of the best ways to lose your child.
Yeah, we're going to follow this story. I know the attorney is working hard in order to get justice here. We stand with you, we stand with the activist, and we stand with the community. We will continue to bring updates as they come.